There she go, looking like a shining star now. I'm taking time out just to figure out your heart now. I'm feeling different every time I hear your heart pound. Automatic loving when we make them cars sound. I'm a beep beep, go fast, I can't park round. Nobody that no respect, late night talks and no sounds. That's from the sky bounce. I'm a good guy now. I'm no dog, no, I am no house. Your beauty.
So I'm so excited to share this video because I've been wanting to make this one for a while now. This video is all going to be about how I vlog. I've had a couple of you guys ask me questions about camera equipment, how to film, how to edit, and everything I'm just going to put into these videos. I'm going to make this a two-part series though. One is going to be the basics of vlogging and like a beginner friendly one. So this one I'll go over the bare bone essentials of like my camera setup, what I think about when I'm vlogging, what I think about when I want to like talk about certain things, and just really like how to get started. The second part is gonna be a little bit more advanced. That one I'll go over like piecing together a story with your vlogs, storytelling in it, and also like the cinematics of it, where I'll go over all my camera equipment, from the drones, all the different tripods, all the different lenses, and everything I've learned and I'm still learning. But this one, we're gonna keep it super simple. So for this video, I've already planned out kind of the day and sections. So first was the hook. So this is the hook. And then the next part, I want to go over why I vlog, or why you should too. Number 3, we're going to go over camera equipment, my camera gear, the basic setup of it. And then 4 is filming in public. 5 is going to be planning when to film. So like planning out your calendar ahead of time, because I think that's what stops a lot of people from filming. And then editing basics and final thoughts at the end. So it's all going to be linked here in the chapters, but feel free to skip ahead if you want, or just watch the whole thing. I think the whole thing will be pretty valuable and fun to watch. On that note though, I'm gonna get ready, and I have a 9-mile run right now. So let's head over towards the beach. Then I'll go over why I vlog and why I think you should too.
Spinning like revolving doors. Jaws dropping, watch them hit the floor. Ain't even fair, no point in keeping score. Oh, yeah, there she go. Yeah, that's my baby right there. There she go. Dirty dancing, both hands in the air. There she go. Make you stutter, make you stop and stare. Oh, yeah, there she go.
How's that? Okay, so why you should vlog and why I vlog. So I vlog mostly because vlogging is something that I grew up watching. I loved watching, especially fitness vloggers back in the day, but it was like Christian Guzman, Max Tuning, Charlie Coker was part of that crew. It just infatuated me of how you can reach other people and share your life online. Growing up, I really didn't have too many friends, and I really didn't feel like I fit in. I was this kid that was obsessed with basketball. I was obsessed with working out. I was like counting my fitness pal back in the day. You know, this whole idea of self-development, it's something that I just really drew me in. People around me, I honestly didn't feel like I was relating to, but I would watch these guys online, like Christian, building his business and like traveling the world, and it gave me an insight of what's possible, because being from a small town in Connecticut and coming from 2 immigrant parents, you don't really know what is out there. Like, unless you see it online, you just know your small town and you don't really know like what's out in the world. When I was watching these people travel the world and live their lives, it made me realize what could be possible. And I think that's the best thing with vlogging, is the fact that you can get your thoughts and your ideas to someone randomly in a small country town across the world. That's why I think social media is just such a cool thing. As far as vlogging goes, I've always preferred that delivery method of content. I know some people prefer the sitting down in their studio, just talking straight to the camera, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I enjoy like sharing parts of my life and seeing parts of other people's lives. It's just how I've grown up watching content, so it's why I like to do this. Why I think you should vlog at the end of the day, to me, is 50 years from now, it's gonna be dope to go back in my video archives and just watch back like what I was building or where I was at that time and place. I can see, oh, I was in Japan at this point, Bali here, Thailand here, I was doing this, I was marathon prepping, oh, this is how I got here. And I think being able to build your business or being able to build something while you're documenting it is inspiring for other people to see, but also yourself. If I'm like tracking my own marathon prep journey and I can see myself progress from like 3:15 to sub 3 to certain times, that'd be really cool. So that's kind of like why I enjoy vlogging. It's just that you're just sharing your life and hopefully people relate to you. At the end of the day, you're just documenting your life. And I think that should be what everyone just thinks about when they're vlogging, is it doesn't need to reach 1 million people. One, it should just be for yourself and your memory bank. I think that's a really cool aspect of it. But 2 is it'll reach like the right people, because when people find a similar interest, like let's say you're watching this for this how to vlog camera stuff, you're also interested in marathon prep and fitness and diet and just like self-development, then you start to connect on multiple levels. I feel like that's how you really build a community. At the end of the day, I think social media is just this fun avenue to share and relate to people. And like I said, as that kid that was in this small town who didn't have access to much, and watching these people explore the world, it gave me an idea of like, I can move somewhere else and I can take the risk and I can do certain things, and you know, it's pretty cool. So yeah, get into vlogging if you're thinking about it. If you're thinking about picking up a camera, just start picking it up and start to see what happens from it. That all being said though, right now let's get started on this workout. We have a 9-mile run today and an upper body workout. For those of you who are new here, I'm training for a marathon right now. The goal is to go 3:15, 3:10, maybe sub 3, who knows? It's my first marathon, but I'm going really hard with it. And then for those of you guys who are returning, you know the vibe. So let's get this thing started. Bruh, it is so loud, so hopefully you guys can hear me. But run, really good. Run was 9 miles, 1 hour, 17 minutes at an 8:38 pace. And then for the workout, we just did this upper body workout. This gym is mad nice. Like right now I'm at the rooftop. It's blasting music. I held off on this gym for the longest time because it's $200 a month. And I was like, there's no reason to pay that much for a gym. But I kind of see why now. These are cold towels with some essential oils inside them. I'm buying into it. I just want to go over with you guys what my camera gear setup is. So like I said with today's video, this is the most simple setup you need, and I don't want to overcomplicate it. So the body is my Sony ZV-E1. It's my go-to camera I've been using. I want to upgrade to the FX3 at some point, or maybe whatever the new FX comes out. But then the mic is a shotgun mic. It's the Sony ECM B1M. I believe that's the one, but it's a Sony one because it attaches to Sony cameras and you don't have to worry about like adjusting the gain or nothing. And then the lens. So the lens is a 16 millimeter, but I've been debating if I want to show you guys this. This is the Sony 11 millimeter. I think that for vlogging, you should get a wide angle lens and a smaller one. So I went with a 16 to show you guys on camera because I think the 11 millimeter, it has the barrel like this, and it's a little bit tricky, especially if you're a beginner. So I think a 16 millimeter, 16 to 35, 16 to 25, like a good wide angle lens is probably what all you need, especially if all you're doing is vlogging. I think when you want tighter shots and you want to get more like cinematic, that's when you want like the 24 to 70 and the closer ranges. But if you're just gonna vlog, stick with a wide angle lens, and I would say go with the 16. 16 to 25 was the one I had before this, really good. 16 to 35, a bit pricey, but also really good, but it's bigger. And then for the tripod I'm using, what I recommend is this handheld one. It's by PGY Tech. I think it's called like the Mantis tripod or something. But Ulanzi came out with a version where you could click a button and it opens up. So I would almost go with that one. But I wanted to show you guys like the big tripod and everything. This is the starter pack for vlogging, right? So I just want it to be as simple as possible. So shotgun mic, camera, lens, and then your tripod. The one other thing I want to say is I do use the ND filter on here. I use the Freewell ND filter. Again, all this, I'll have like a third-party video showing you guys with my phone or something. But definitely use the ND filter for your lens if you can. And yeah, honestly, use what works though. Like I've seen people use their phones. I've seen people use the ZV-E10s. Like whatever you can afford and get your hands on. If you have a camera, just start with that. I know people always say like, camera gear doesn't matter. I think it does to an extent, but then at some point, like this compared to FX3, how much is it really going to change other than like if I want to get into like the really detailed parts. So try not to buy into the I have to buy the most expensive things. But I told a friend this, if you're going to commit to vlogging, if you're going to commit to YouTube, then maybe just go all in, because that's what I did. I bought this camera coming from like a Canon DSLR. So if it's your first camera, I think you could go all out and buy the one you want because you'll grow to use it more. If you already have like a good camera around, like a A7S3, if you have that, you probably don't need to upgrade. That's just my take with it. Do what you want though, use what's around, and whatever is most convenient is gonna be the most useful. But I gotta head out of here. Let's go to coffee shop. I need to do some work, and I wanna go over with you guys, filming in public, and also just like filming stuff. Also, just to show you guys where we are, we're on the rooftop of this gym, but bro, look, it's literally beautiful out here. This is like San Diego in a nutshell. Oh, like, look at the fire. And then the gym is on that side of it. I literally come here every single day because I just run along the beach here and I come and lift right after. But it is beautiful outside. This is what people move out here for.
I hear you calling, see you ringing from your left hand. Locked it down when you wanted that hopeless romance. This happened so fast.
I'll do the maple best drink ever.
Yeah. Maple best drink ever. Did you want to upgrade that one to the large?
What's the regular size?
Regular size is 16 ounces with 2 shots of espresso. The large is 24 ounces with 3.
I'm gonna do the regular today.
Regular, you got it.
It's already 4 o'clock. I probably shouldn't do that. We're at Better Buzz Coffee. I've shown this place many of times nowadays. Coffee shop out here in San Diego, really good coffee. And then I stopped at like the Greek spot next door. I forgot the name of it already. I got like this pita sandwich type of thing. It looked really good. I'm not gonna unwrap it right now, but I just wanted to go over with you guys kind of filming in public because we're in public right now. So filming in public is one of those things where it's hard to say, but I think first of all, just do it. Like you just gotta do it more often and it just gets a little bit easier. I would love to just say that, but I think there are some ways to kind of make it a little bit easier. Number one, I would say is to pick places that you know aren't too crazy busy. There will be times where if I don't know the location I'm going to, I'll try to scout it out a week beforehand or when I know I'm gonna shoot like a piece there, because you don't wanna get there and just be surprised by like how many people there are, and then you have to build up the courage to speak in front of people and whatever, especially if you're just starting off. So I would say definitely like do some research beforehand and then pick places you're familiar with. A lot of times if you go to like nature or something, you'll find good places to film because there's not gonna be too many people around. And then the other thing I like to do is I usually put on headphones. For me though, it's weird. I can't vlog when I'm like completely isolated. Like if I'm like this, both of them on, I feel like I can't regulate how loud I'm talking. So what I'll do is I'll take one headphone off, but I'll have my headphones on, or I'll take out one AirPod. That's typically what I like to do. And it just gives you that, you know, perspective. You're in your own world, but you can still hear yourself talk. Because I've heard a lot of people say put on your headphones. I just feel like if you have both headphones on or something playing, maybe it's gonna be too loud and you're gonna be speaking a lot louder than you need to. But I would say those things help me the most when it comes to filming in public. And then number three, I would say, is just getting over the fear by doing it enough times. Honestly, I filmed in the middle of Osaka when everyone was walking by me. I filmed in the middle of crowds before, and I still have to build up that courage. And a lot of times, the first time you speak to the camera while you're in public is the harder part, and then the second, third time you do it in that same like day, it's a lot easier. Also, doing it with friends. When I like have Kevin or another content creator around and you're speaking to the camera and they're also doing the same thing, you know we both look crazy at the same time, it's pretty easy. But if you're by yourself, then I would say just try to have these headphones ready and just, you know, just do it, because honestly, no one cares. Like my last video, if you saw the London one, I went on a whole rant about it, but nobody cares. It's a lot easier said than done. Let me just show you the food really quickly. So this is the maple, it's like a maple cold brew or something. Oh, their maple best drink ever. That's what they named it. So it's like that. And then for the food, I'll just show you real quick. It's Greek food, so it's got like, bro, it's gonna be messy, but it's got like chicken, you can't see shit. Yeah. It's like a chicken kebab with pita wrapped over it. It's Greek food, but it looks fire. Also, what do we think I'm still trying to figure out this hairstyle. Like sometimes I'll have it relaxed, sometimes I'll have it back. I don't know. Let me know if you guys like the hairstyle or not, but I'll just wake up and I'll have a different hairstyle nowadays. I'm just gonna eat this though, and then I'll tap in with you guys afterwards and talk to you guys about kind of planning out your weeks and planning out your filming days. I would say that's definitely one of the essential things I have to do before I start filming now.
We slow dance, you can break it down. You don't need a pole. I'm so proud of you, I bust you down in rose gold. Don't be ashamed, girl, I messed around, you messed up too. It all changed when you took my name and went insane. Must be natural, cause you don't even.
One of my worst fears almost happened to this old lady. So if you guys saw my last video, you guys will see that like these palm trees, the leaves fall off of them. So when it's windy outside, sometimes they just fall. And over there, that thing, if you can see that right there, that's, ooh, back up. That's a leaf from the palm tree, and it literally just almost fell on this old lady. I felt so bad, but that's one of my worst fears because it doesn't look heavy, but when it lands, it makes a loud noise. And you know, if it falls on your head, there's a chance you just get knocked out. But right now, I just want to quickly talk about planning your filming sessions and just planning in general. So when I first started, I did not plan. I called myself a running gunner. I would just go out there and just kind of wing it. And I think that worked to an extent, but there's days where you wake up, you're out and about already, and you're feeling a little bit shy, or maybe you wake up, you're tired, or you didn't get a good night's rest. There's gonna be moments where if you don't set your filming days and set your editing days, or whatever like specific days, you're probably going to push it off. It's a very easy thing, especially if it's not like a main thing for you. If you work a normal 9-to-5 job or like a full-time job, right? I would definitely not stack it up on top of your work days, because after work day, you're probably not going to be in the best position to film afterwards. I would say to put it on a day where you don't have much going on. Everything takes a bit longer. Like I told you at the gym, everything takes an hour longer, 2 hours longer, and you'll notice your day will just be completely taken up by filming. So try not to plan anything too like pressing on those days, and try to plan it on your days off and just commit to them, because the more you do it when you say you're going to do it, the easier it gets. But if you keep pushing it off and keep letting yourself procrastinate, it's a very easy thing, like I said, to procrastinate, especially when it comes to content creation. Like it takes courage to, you know, get yourself ready and go out there and do it, but the more you do it, the easier it gets. If you just keep pushing things off, you're never going to build that momentum. Take a look at your calendar. I would say take a look at your week, try to plan ahead of time and just say, okay, I'm going to film on Saturday, I'm going to film on Sunday, and commit to what you're going to film and just get it done. It's already like 5 p.m. right now. I wanted to film the next section today, but honestly, I'm supposed to meet up with a friend right now, so I might film the next section on a different day, which is another thing that just happens with content creation.
You don't go nowhere without going unnoticed. It's tunnel vision, baby, where you keep me focused. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. There she go. Yeah, that's my baby right there. There she go. Dirty dancing, both hands in the air. There she go. Make you stutter, make you stop and stare. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. There she go. Yeah, that's my baby.
Now that you've planned out your calendar, you've planned out when you're gonna go film, what to film and what to talk about. I think that's one of the bigger things that most people struggle with when it comes to vlogging and just making YouTube videos in general. In my opinion, I think the best way to film, or like what to film, is just document what you have going on. There's always something in your life that someone's gonna relate to, and if you have something going on, or you could take on something, I think that's another way to do it. Is like for me right now, I'm doing the marathon prep, right? So that's like a personal challenge that I'm documenting. If you're someone who, you know, you want to get in shape and you want to lose some weight, then you could document your fat loss journey. If you're someone, you know, you want to start traveling, you could document your travels. Like find something that you want to document. Even if it's the day-to-day stuff, it's okay to document your normal routine and then switch things up once in a while. People overthink what to film and what to talk about, when a lot of times you can literally just film what you have going on, and there's going to be a piece of your day or of your routine specific to you that other people may take value from. If there isn't, if you feel like you don't have anything too specific to talk about, then consider like taking something on. Take on a personal challenge if you feel like you're stuck in a bubble, because I think a lot of times if you don't have anything going on, then that's probably when you're gonna not have anything to talk about, right? But if you have stuff going on, or if you have a personal build something like a business, or if you're trying to build side hustle or something, you can document that. So I think if you're struggling to find what to film or what to document, then maybe take something new on that you're not doing already. Real quick though, I want to plug up Immersion. It's a new cafe out here in San Diego, and it's just like an aesthetic looking cafe. It reminds me of those like Japan style. You can definitely tell, although the owner was from Turkey, you can definitely tell where they got the inspiration from. But I got a little bit of matcha because I'm gonna go to a coffee shop afterwards to do some work. Gives me a little Japan vibe again. As far as what to say on camera, if you're just documenting your life, I would say treat this like a personal diary. That's kind of what I do. A lot of times when I'm talking to you guys, I pretend I'm either talking to myself. Like a lot of things I say, whether it's like advice or just stuff that's on my mind, is more like a personal diary. That's what I treat it as. But also you could treat it as you're talking to a friend, like one of your friends, a close friend that you're having a one-on-one conversation with. Sometimes, you know, you'll catch me venting or yapping or doing whatever, but I'm a lot of times just saying what is going through my head. Even if you're not documenting for anything specific, the fact that you can look back at it in the future in like 50 years from now and see exactly what you're doing on this day, and you're just kind of treating this as a personal memory log, and you're also giving yourself advice, right? A lot of the times, you know, you'll have things go on or something that you'll learn. If you learned something, or if you had something, like if you got a new insight today, you just want to share it with yourself. A lot of times, like teaching yourself or teaching someone else is going to help you remember that more. I think it's a mix between like documenting what's going on, sharing what's on your head, but then also letting your experiences provide like that value to someone else. Whatever you're going through, someone else is probably going through the same thing. So it's okay to just share what's on your mind, because other people are going to hopefully take value from it. I think that's the way I see vlogs, and that's why I see like this filming thing is I'm just really sharing what's going on in my life and the things I'm going through, whether it's like a struggle or something I'm trying to build or an achievement or whatever it is. Hopefully you guys watching can take value from my personal experiences, and also I can learn from this whole process. All right, I gotta get out of here though. It's so hot outside, bro. I'm telling you guys, I love this weather, but I do miss fall weather. I miss it. One last thing though, before I let you guys go about this part, is try to stack up what you have going on too. So if you have like 3 different events back to back to back, save those for your vlogging days. I have this bad habit of saving like all my unboxings, or like if I get a new lens or get a new equipment, I'll save it for like the day I film, which means that like right now I have the new iPhone in my house, but I haven't opened it yet because I'm waiting to open it on camera tomorrow. Save up the stuff you have going on, like events, and also stuff that might change up your routine, especially when you're just filming regular life. Normal life vlogs are okay, but the thing I'm realizing is, along with your normal routine, you always want to have like something else inside. Like right now, right, I'm outside at La Jolla, and I'm just kind of, this is like a little switch up, right? A little side mission, but you always want to have something to switch it up if you can.
Saying to yourself, wish moment, you think of it, just do it, just shoot it. Sequences at a time. But for myself, hour editing time for 1 minute.
Guys, I just sat down and like went through all the user manuals and everything. This is such a dope mic, and I'll go over in the next video about like choosing what mic to use. I know I talked about the shock one and this one, and I won't go too much in depth on that, but this part will go over editing. I think with editing, I know a lot of people stress over editing, and I get it. I did too when I first started off, but I want you to just keep in mind that editing, really, you're gonna grow with it as you get better, and don't over stress like the editing process in the beginning, because you haven't even made a video yet. So just focus on making your first video. And right now, that's all we're gonna talk about is the basics of editing. The first part I wanna go over is just what I use for like storing footage. I typically edit at coffee shops and out and about just because that's just what I like. What I use is this. This is called an SSD. This is essentially what you're going to edit off of. So every single time after I finish filming a full video, what I'll do is I'll plug in my SD card from this, I'll put it onto here, and then you'll just attach it with the USB-C, and then from there on out, you'll just edit off of this drive. And as far as the editing software goes, I use DaVinci Resolve. I use DaVinci because it's just kind of what I got into. I started off with CapCut, and I started off with CapCut on my phone. I was editing like these crazy long videos off of my phone for the longest time. If you go through my Instagram and go to like the first beginning videos, it was all on CapCut. Then I upgraded from CapCut phone to CapCut desktop. If you ever watch my Bali videos or like my first Japan video that I made, all my content from last year on YouTube was edited on CapCut desktop. So I try to tell a lot of people that CapCut can go a very long way if you just learn how to use it and use the desktop version. I don't know why it's so loud right now. Bro, I don't know what that was, but that was crazy loud. But what I was saying was CapCut can actually take you very far. If you go look through all my old content, if you want to do YouTube, you can use CapCut and you can color grade on it, you can edit, and it has so much AI features that honestly, I recommend CapCut to most people starting off, and you'll learn how to like use a timeline. Once you understand how a timeline works, then you can start using other platforms too. Essentially just learn like how to import your footage, how to cut things up. And once you get that part down, any editing software you're going to be able to adapt to, and then you can start choosing DaVinci or Premiere. I would say those are the two avenues that you can go down and get the most out of it. I just chose DaVinci because a lot of my friends used it and they just liked it better, and I love it. I love it. I love to color grade on it, and it kind of makes sense with how to use everything with the different tabs. Now for the editing process, everyone has their own process, so take what you want from this one. This has just been what's worked for me. But I pretty much split my editing into 3 parts, and this is the most efficient way I found to keep up with weekly vlogs because you can take a lot of time to edit. What I do is usually a rough cut, and then I'll go again over for sound and music and sound effects, and then the third time is like text and any type of special effects. I essentially have 3 different like cycles through my editing process. The first cycle for the rough cut, some people have their own processes for this, but I like to edit chronologically. I think with most vlogs, you can pretty much edit as like A to Z, right? You'll wake up in the morning, then you'll end off your day here, or you'll go from Monday through Friday. So typically you can edit in a chronological order. What I'll do is I'll throw everything from my media pool onto my timeline. Then from there, I'll just start cutting things up. The biggest thing is the A-roll in this first part is the talking heads, right? So like this scenes, every time I say or when I'm saying like too often, I'll cut those out, and then I'll cut off anything that doesn't really like pertain because I tend to like ramble on. So that's when you can kind of cut everything down, and I try to condense the talking scenes to maybe, you know, 2, 3, maybe 5 minutes max, but I try not to do too long of talking scenes in one part without like a cut in between. I'll try to cut down like the B-roll to what I want. So all the little like clips in between, I'll try to cut them down, and you know, you just want to make this rough edit of it. It's probably going to be pretty long, but once you do that, you'll pretty much have like the timeline of what you want it to look like. You can also reorganize things. Like I'll have different sections. Maybe I did film something on Friday that I want to put for like Tuesday. I'll move it around on that part, but I like to put everything on the timeline because it's the easiest way for me to look through all the clips at once versus looking at each individual clip and doing in and out points, because I think that can take a while. Choosing music is one of the like most important parts of my videos. It's tough with music because you do get copyrighted if you use regular music, and I'm gonna gatekeep this on this part because on the next video, again, this is a little bit more advanced. I'll show you guys how I find copyright-free music or how I've done it. But essentially you can find it on SoundCloud, or you can go on YouTube and look it up. I use Epidemic Sounds a lot. It's kind of basic music, but it does work. And what I'll do is I'll find like the music for the tone and the moment of the video. Again, if you're just doing vlogs like as a beginner, you're probably not going to be looking at like how to make someone feel an emotion, but you want to keep that in mind when you are choosing music. Is choose music that kind of fits the vibe and also fits the vibe you're trying to bring. Sound effects I like to use are like camera clicks, mouse clicks, especially to transition. I tend to find that if I'm trying to go from one scene to another, I'll do like a camera click, and then that'll kind of end that scene, and then you'll know the next scene starting up. Also with your B-roll, again, this is the basic versions of it, but B-roll to transition between scenes is super helpful. So like just now when you saw before I started talking to you guys here, I had some clips of the car when I was driving over, or I'll have some clips of like where I'm going. So you'll have like clips in between to transition you from one talking moment to another, because you don't want just constant talking, at least not what I enjoy doing. I like to have breaks in between. And then the third part is that final edit. The final edit tends to be like text on the screen, any subtitles, any kind of like cool effects. Final edit, it's really to just polish everything over. But with vlogs, right, when you're trying to keep up consistency on YouTube, the problem is you can't really perfect your videos. I know some people will, But if you're trying to be consistent every week, you're probably going to just have to pump out content, even if it's 80% done. In the beginning, I try to make every video as perfect as possible, and I try to add on a lot of special effects and a lot of different like things to kind of make it pretty, right? But at the end of the day, what matters the most is you getting the content out. And if it takes you longer than a week to edit it, then you're going to be behind on your content. So nowadays, if you guys watch the videos, it's a lot of, you know, basic effects and it's a lot of different like frames, but there's not too much like crazy editing inside. And that's on purpose because I'm doing this as a part-time thing, right? I still have my nursing job. I still have other stuff going on. But if it was full-time, then I could dive deeper and do more effects. So don't stress too much about effects and the little things. Try to get your video to like 80% there and then publish it. Because when you're just starting off, what matters is one, consistency, and two, just showing up each week. Eventually, you know, if you want to take it full-time like I do and you want to get better with editing, then you can learn the special effects and everything like that. But I think you have to pick and choose your battles, especially when you're just starting off. And consistency is what matters most on most platforms, and your audience too, because they want to know that you're coming back consistently. You can post one video a month and that video can do super well, but you're not going to build that relationship or consistency with your audience where they expect you to show up. They'll just be guessing when you do post a video. So that's kind of my tips for editing. But again, everyone has their own process with it. The biggest thing I can say is don't overstress the editing part. Just get yourself started, start learning how to cut clips up and put them together and make a video. Because once you do that enough times, you're going to figure out what to improve on. And that's the biggest thing I try to tell everyone. And yeah, editing's fun. Honestly, I really enjoy it. If you don't like it, you can always hire an editor. There's nothing wrong with that. But I enjoy editing. I enjoy seeing that final product come out together afterwards. Everyone has their own processes, so you can take what you can from mine, but hopefully that part helps you guys out. Editing is such a big topic, and on the next video, I'll go over deeper about editing. But for the basics of it, I don't want to overwhelm you guys. Just get out there and start editing your videos and get a video out. Also, I know some of you guys are going to ask me about color grading. I purposely didn't go over it on this video because I do think it's a little bit more on the advanced side. And honestly, to get a video out, I don't think you need to color grade. I think it's more something that if you really want to take the time to learn how to do. But again, with color grading, that's a whole extra step. But just so you know, I do color grading at the end after I've edited the whole timeline and after I piece everything together, then I do the color at the end.
Make you stutter, make you stop and stare. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. There she go, there she go, looking like.
I'm not gonna lie, I was gonna do this final part at home, but I was walking down the stairs and this is pretty fire. So this will be where I do the final thoughts of this video. So vlogging. I just want to say off the bat, vlogging is probably one of the hardest ways to grow on YouTube. So if you're expecting to blow up overnight by just showing your life, I promise you it's probably not going to be the avenue that really gets you to blow up. At the end of the day, I've heard this from all these other YouTubers all the time, but do it for yourself. Like, make videos because you want to look back at them, because you want to share a thought or teach someone, and really just make it for yourself. That's what matters the most. And if you enjoy doing it, that's how you're going to stay consistent. But that being said, I think with vlogging, like my own personal experience is I love being able to look back at my footage, and with my Bali trips, with the Japan trips, like seeing that and seeing like where I was at that moment and what I was going through at that time, which is why I treat it like a personal diary, is because I'm not only documenting what's going on, but I'm also documenting like my thoughts, and being able to look back at that and kind of see where I've come now, or see like what I was going through and, you know, how things have changed. That's really like what's cool for me. And then the fact that it can reach you guys and you guys can relate to it, like that is awesome. There's this thing where, you know, when you watch someone and you're like, oh, he's feeling that way too, and you relate on that level, I don't think anything can really top that. Instead of looking at the numbers and instead of looking at performance, which I will say it does affect you, those moments where someone comments something that they can relate to the video, or when they say like they went through a certain experience, or, you know, something like that, I think just goes so much further. And the fact that someone will watch your video for 20 minutes shows that they're a little bit more bought into you as a creator, versus with like short form, what I've noticed is the turnaround is super heavy, and maybe you'll follow someone on Instagram, but then you'll never see their content again for months. But versus YouTube, if you click on the video and you come back watching it like you guys do, then you're building like such a better connection with your audience. Honestly, like vlogging has been one of the most fun things for me to do, and also it's my way of expressing my creativity. Some people can draw, some people can make music, and I like making YouTube videos. I like to make it in these like fun cinematic, I guess you could say, edits, and just it's my way of expressing myself, right? So just take it at your own pace. But the biggest thing I can say is just get started. Like everyone that has ever said, I want to do YouTube, push it off, and they just never get started. And I always say this to my friends, but I hate giving advice to people who I know are not going to exercise it. And the thing I mean by that is I've had people come up to me at the gym or somewhere and say, I want to start YouTube. And I tell them like, this is the camera gear I use, this is what I do. And I just say, get started. And then it'll be like 3 months later, they'll come up to me again and say, I've been trying to get on YouTube. I'm like, bruh, like just literally get started. So if I can give like any type of messages, just get started. Do not worry about editing or color grading or nothing like that. Literally just pick up a camera, press record, go on standard, and just start filming and start documenting. Then start editing, start cutting things up, make a video. And then once you get your first video out, then you can work on improving your next videos. But the biggest piece of advice I can keep saying is just get started and go from there. First videos are probably going to be your worst videos ever. Even if you think they look cool at the moment, when I look back at my first videos, I'm like, dang, like what was I doing? What was I saying? But I promise you, you'll get better. It's just a skill you build each time. On that note though, I'm gonna end off this vlog. I have to head out. The next part to this series isn't gonna be the next video, but I'm gonna start working on it. And on that video, I'll go over like, again, how I piece together like a story, or how I try to, I'm still learning on that part, how I color grade, how I use different like cameras and drones and all that to put it together. This one was the basic one. And I hope it gives you guys some type of value. But if you guys have been thinking about it, just get started. That's all I said. Just get started. And if you guys did get started because of this video, drop a comment down below and let me know if you did. All right, y'all. Peace. Do it kind of like if it was a meeting or if it was work. Legit, just I would definitely don't. Okay, what am I trying to say? If you're
Figure out your heart now. I'm feeling different every time I hear your